Hurricane Central. Stay tuned to the Weather Channel for the latest on Katrina. Now, here's your local on the 8s.
South Florida, people have begun to evacuate ahead of Tropical Storm Katrina. Take a look at the long lines at this gas station in Miami. You'd think they were giving away the gas. And if you plan on evacuating, well, now is the time, and it's just about almost too late. We've heard that some gas stations have run out of fuel. Hard to believe that when we're up to $3.
I know. Well, let's take a look at how traveling on I-95 is going to work out today. And no problems across the Northeast. High pressure in control and nothing but sunshine and just a great day there. Similar situation for D.C. and Richmond. It's when we head farther southward that we begin to run into the problems. Partly cloudy skies here in the Carolinas, and then, you guessed it, here to the south, monitoring Katrina as it brings heavy rain into Florida.
Well, welcome back. I'm Kevin Robinson.
And I'm Kristina Abernathy.
That's right. Before setting its course on the Florida coast, Tropical Storm Katrina passed over the island nation of the Bahamas.
It was not very well organized then, but as David Malkoff from WFOR-TV reports from New Providence Island, it really messed up some plans.
This right here is the real Katrina and the waves, rolling over the Bahamas, ruining tropical vacations in her wake.
It's kind of ruining our vacation, sure. Yeah. Sure, I'm supposed to be at poolside with a cocktail in my hand.
That's not going to happen today unless you find an indoor pool. What's worse, vacationers from South Florida and beyond may be stuck here for a while.
There's no flights going out of here.
Coming in or going out of the Bahamas.
The torrential rain has pretty much been the only problem here on New Providence Island, home to the capital city of Nassau. The real problems, even though it looks wet here, have been up north. The islands of Bimini and Grand Bahama and the Berry Islands. That's where they sent people home from work early yesterday to get prepared for the storm. They are still recovering from damage from Francis and Jean last year, and that's where our cab driver's family was last night.
Grand Bahama, yes, I have my sister, Maria, and her husband and family, and my uncle, Victor.
Uncle Victor and the 300,000 Bahamians who live here on the family islands are extra aware of this storm, especially after last year's wallop.
So I guess, overall, I shouldn't say that. Overall, you know, they should be very precautioned than Nassau, you know.
But here in Nassau, storm preps are no vacation. What a long, wet trip it's been.
We came here. And now it's raining.
That was Dave Malkoff from WFOR-TV reporting from New Providence Island and the Bahamas. Now, you have a look at our travel weather and will give us some insight on how Katrina could affect travel.
Already having a negative impact today. The Palm Beach International Airport expected to close around 4:30, and you can bet that we will have other air travel problems here across Florida, as well as, of course, plenty of problems on the road. As we see a slow-moving system, it is going to bring, in some areas locally, 10 to 20 inches of rain. Now, we see airport delays. Well, we're beginning to see those now, St. Louis and in Atlanta, and you can bet we'll see delays in Florida as well as the day progresses and the conditions just deteriorate. The circulation center is not far off land at all, and that's just going to mean increasing winds and also get more heavy rain. Depending on the speed of this system, that's going to determine just exactly how much rain we get. But we're already seeing some of those heavier bands moving inland. We're seeing those yellows and reds, and again, it is just going to get worse before it gets better. Look out Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, where we've had winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. And again, flooding will be a concern. Kevin?
Thanks, Kristina. Now, doing a little traveling, well, let's see where you're running into rain. Last hour we were talking about how to keep your pet safe, but now we are going to talk about, well, keeping your pet safe from summer heat. Here's some traveling tips on traveling with your pet. That's next, and at 50 past the hour, we'll have the tropical update. Stick around. Don't go away.
Travel can be tough on pets and owners alike. So how do you plan a family trip when not all members are treated equally? If your trip includes a flight, weather is a major variable, especially if your pet must be checked as baggage. One airline will fly your pet only if temperatures are between 45 and 80 degrees. While each carrier has its own restrictions, a veterinarian health certificate is necessary within 10 days of departure. This certificate outlines your pet's health and assures the airline your pet is okay to fly. If car travel sounds easier, consider these tips. Build up your pet's tolerance for long car rides. Take him or her for increasingly longer rides before your big trip. Better not to leave your pet in the car, especially during extreme winter cold or hot summer temperatures. And lastly, make frequent stops. No one knows your pet better than you do, so judge how often to stop for water, food, and short walks. Preparation will go a long way, so your family can enjoy the trip.
This program was brought to you by Thank You from Citi, a new kind of rewards program from a card you can count on.
Wand strike. Oh. Spin attack. High block. Magic spell. Underarm attack. Cobra bite.
Ow! Restart. Restart.
Tired of waiting for your reward? Now that you can get thank you points with your Citi credit card and for banking at Citibank, you'll get cool stuff sooner.
Inside every can of Minwax is the secret to enhancing wood's natural beauty. Minwax rich wood stains and long-lasting protective finishes make it easy to turn any house into a beautiful home. Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
There are no gas grills at the Great Lenexa Barbecue Battle.
No gas.
Why not?
You don't get the flavor with gas. Charcoal is the thing.
Any particular charcoal?
It's Kingsford.
Yeah?
Kingsford.
For the taste.
Yeah. You get a better flavor out of your meat.
Kingsford, because taste is everything.
Sometimes you escape the weather, and sometimes the weather is your escape. The Weather Channel, bringing weather to life.
Paragon Properties of Costa Rica has developed a new way of buying land. Control $60,000 of Costa Rican land at wholesale prices with only $25,000. There are no monthly payments and no interest for 5 years. The properties are breathtaking with panoramic ocean and mountain views. Learn what's happened to land in the last 10 years in Costa Rica. Why thousands of American corporations and people just like you are acquiring property in Costa Rica. Why over 100,000 Americans have moved to this ecological paradise. Find out what's causing all the excitement about Costa Rica. Contact us now and receive a free brochure and a free ecological mousepad for your computer. Call 1-800-660-5340 or visit us at www.bycrland.com.
Stay tuned to the Weather Channel for the latest on Katrina. Now, here's your local on the 8s.
Well, it's 50 minutes past the hour and time for your tropical update.
And within the last 5 minutes now, Katrina has been upgraded into a hurricane. Dr. Lyons, now tell us, does that really change what we're facing and what the impacts will be in South Florida?
Well, obviously 5 miles per hour doesn't help anything, but it's really small in the overall scale. The rainfall threat is the big thing right now, and you're getting soaked in North Miami and southern Fort Lauderdale right now by these very heavy rain bands here, probably an inch an hour or so falling on the ground. That's going to cause some localized street flooding. You may want to just stay put if you're going out to the grocery store or had planned to. Better to just stay put where you are right now because that rain's going to continue. There's a circulation. The larger scale circulation is this elongated oval along the coast, and the little tiny circulation right there was what was left of the original center. Now a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane. It's going to be coming onshore over the next couple of hours into South Florida. Heavy rain is the threat, and this is what it's going to look like in the streets of Miami in the next few hours and some of the portions of Fort Lauderdale. Living in a low-lying area, watch out for flooding encroaching on your area today and overnight. Talking to Dr. Forbes, we're expecting anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of rain in South Florida over the next 24 hours or so. Now, in the meantime, we could see some power outages as that hurricane comes onshore with some brisk winds. Tree branches could be falling onto some power lines, or the power lines themselves could be falling down. And power outages are likely in this narrow strip, not widespread, but some, and possible in this yellow area as the system moves onshore. That includes Fort Lauderdale and Miami and up toward the southern Palm Beaches. Now, the surge along the coast will be probably 3 to 5 feet, along with some wave action that's going to be on the order of about 10 to 15 feet. And that wave action is going to spread up the coast with dangerous rip currents, although not nearly as high, up toward St. Augustine, Florida, over the next 24 hours. Now, what's going to happen after this? It's going to cut across Florida, producing very heavy rain the next 24 to 36 hours, and come off into the Gulf of Mexico. At that time, it's still uncertain whether it takes a track more to the north or more toward the west-northwest. We'll have to wait and see on that. But in the meantime, the rest of the Atlantic is relatively quiet. Kevin, Kristina?
All right, thanks, Dr. Lyons. Well, up next, a live update from storm tracker Jim Cantore.
But first, another look at Hurricane Katrina. More live reports straight ahead on the Weather Channel.
This is the first time I can remember feeling this good about my body. I went from a size 10 to a size 4 in just 2 months. It wasn't magic. It was this incredibly easy diet by Nutrisystem.
Introducing the all-new Nutrisystem Nourish, a good carb weight loss program so easy you'd think it was magic.
It seems like magic because it works that good.
When you call or go online to order, Nutrisystem sends you 4 full weeks of delicious meals. And through this special offer, you'll get an extra week of perfectly portioned meals absolutely free.
What I really love about the program is that I don't have to worry about counting, measuring, weighing anything. I know exactly what I'm going to eat for the entire day.
Our secret is the glycemic index, based on an amazing scientific discovery that separates good carbs from bad. Carbs are no longer off limits, and there's no limit to how good you'll feel.
I love chocolate, so any diet that lets me eat chocolate every day is a diet for me.
People of all sizes have lost 20 to 100 pounds on the Nutrisystem program.
I managed to lose 20 pounds eating all the time. And now there's like 100 new meals to choose from.
And every perfectly portioned Nutrisystem meal is delivered right to your door.
It's so convenient. You can bring it with you anywhere, heat it up, and it's ready to eat.
If you want real results, the kind that let everyone you love see the new you, the real you, then you have to order Nutrisystem today.
I have so much energy. I feel so much better. You have to try it.
For less than $10 a day, you'll savor 4 full weeks of amazing food. That's 112 perfectly portioned meals. When you order today through this special television offer, we'll send you an extra 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners, and 7 desserts. A full week of food absolutely free.
With Nutrisystem, I didn't have to give up anything, except for my old dress size.
See how Nutrisystem can change your body and get a full week of food absolutely free. Call now.
Nutrisystem worked for me. Trust me, it will work for you.
Good afternoon, everybody, from Fort Lauderdale here. You can see what's going on behind me. Big water coming on in toward Fort Lauderdale. The eye wall, or the center of circulation, getting closer now with Hurricane Katrina. Look who's out here this afternoon. Tons of surfers just enjoying the wind and the waves. We've got a big longshore current here. You should see how quick some of them are carried down here. And I'll tell you, the water's trying to come in here with the surge, and certainly we could get a little bit of a rise. So we're going to stay pretty close to the beach and give you an update on what we know here in Fort Lauderdale as we move north of South Miami Beach. Stick around for a live report.
And of course, Hurricane Katrina was a tropical storm just upgraded to a hurricane.
Now our 4th named hurricane of the season here in the Atlantic. Maximum sustained winds now up to 75 miles per hour. The center of the storm about 25 to 30 miles offshore, so weather conditions will continue to deteriorate in South Florida.
Stay with us for continuing coverage of Hurricane Katrina. Jeff Morrow up next with Vivian Brown with all the details.
Well, I can't walk.
I can walk, but not very far.
I can't even stand anymore.
And it gave me no freedom.
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have incredible news. Now you may qualify for your very own new Invacare power chair or scooter at little or no cost to you. Call Mobility Products Unlimited right now to begin your free pre-qualification process. Invacare's powered mobility products are comfortable, stylish, easy to maneuver, and go anywhere.
And yes, you can get back out there too with Invacare.
So pick up the phone and call Mobility Products right now, risk-free. Their friendly specialists handle all the paperwork and make it fast and easy to begin the pre-qualification process for your very own Invacare power chair or scooter. You could get yours within just days. There's no pressure, no obligation, no cost for the call, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
So if you're stuck at home, call 1-800-670-1469 right now. Friendly mobility specialists are standing by.
Hey, you're done shopping for car insurance?
Yes.
Honey, did they compare this rate to other companies?
No.
How about service?
No.
Oh, he dropped the ball!
Hey, think easier. With one call to 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, a licensed professional will help you make the decision that's right for you.
to life. The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station or newspaper.
Stay tuned to the Weather Channel for the latest on Katrina. Now, here's your local on the 8s.
What about the water? You're seeing a pretty agitated Gulf of Mexico right now?
Oh, absolutely. Check out the Gulf of Mexico. Usually it looks like a lake, you guys. And now, look at that surf really kicking up, and it's actually been kicking up in intensity as we head throughout the day. And you know what? We do have rip current is a high risk here along the Gulf of Mexico, right along the Gulf shores of Alabama. So you got to stay out of the water because it is a very dangerous situation. Again, you can see that there is a moderate risk also for that rip current a little bit east of the area. Now, with all of that said, they have been taking the proper precautions here to make sure that things are okay. We're in front of a lifeguard stand here, and as you can see, there is a red flag flying, and as you can imagine, red flag means danger. And so that maybe you're curious, what exactly does a red mean flag though besides danger? Here's the answer.
Hey, all up here now. We're putting the red flags out. The surface picked up quite a bit from, I suppose, from the hurricane since it's out there. So we're putting the red flags up. The city has a law. When they're up, there's nobody's allowed in the water on the public beaches. So we're putting those up to kind of help protect the public and keep people out of danger.
And the good news is that people are out of the water, and I have to admit, Alexandra, I was a little kid once and I grew up in Florida, and it is scary. You get sucked under once, trust me, you'll never do it again. It is extremely scary and potentially life-threatening.
All right, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. Certainly people, though, still out and about, you get a sense from those people that they're all going to get out of harm's way?
Well, you know what? Everyone's very weary here. They don't want to leave their property, but if the time comes they need to evacuate, they went through Ivan, Alexandra. Forget it. They're going to be out of here.
All right. Thanks so much. And seeing you, Steph, on the beach as well, they know to take it seriously. Thank you very much, Stephanie Abrams. All right, here's a look once again at Hurricane Katrina. Here's the center of circulation, currently 309 miles southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi. Winds 115 miles per hour, is a Category 3 storm. But really, with this storm, we're going to see it intensify, move northward. Here is the projected path. Already hurricane watches in this area, including places like New Orleans and Lake Pontchartrain. Why so early? Why so early and in advance? Because some of these places really are very hard to evacuate. So you can see, again, Monday, expectation to make landfall really within this cone. So certainly a lot to monitor. And if you are watching us from the Gulf, now is the time to take action. Paul?
Well, people in South Florida are hoping the water from Katrina will recede so cleanup can begin. And also, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on the latest path of the storm.
So, what do you think? In the time it takes to take out the trash, you could save hundreds on car insurance. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Let's get campy!
New clothes are fun, but they won't save you money on car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
Hey, Mr. Opportunity here. Remember me? Now, I may not be as good looking as that Accord LX, but you're really going to like what I have to say. It's Honda clearance time. Now, that means choose a beautiful coupe or sedan of your choice for a deal that'll make your head spin. Look, the final decision is yours. I'm just trying to point you in the right direction. The 2005 Honda Clearance. Now you can lease an Accord LX for $199 a month for well-qualified customers at where else? Your Honda dealer. I'm Mr. Opportunity. I'm back. I'm still knocking.
Katrina, where will it head next? Stay with us for the latest in-depth analysis, live reports from the field, weather experts, meteorologists, and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, your local on the 8s.
storm has continued to strengthen and it continues to move closer, guess what? The surf has gotten worse. Let me tell you, the Gulf of Mexico usually looks like a lake. Look at what it looks like right now. That surf continues to increase here and continues to become more dangerous. Again, we are under a high risk right now for rip currents, so they're trying to keep everyone out of the water, and if they are in the water, they're just right on the edge, but really not a good idea to be anywhere near the water today. Let's talk about that forecast here as we head throughout the rest of the weekend and into Monday. Well, of course, as Katrina nears, it's going to get worse here along the Gulf Coast, rainy and windy on Sunday, and of course, that surf will continue to kick up here. We will see bigger waves, and as we head into Monday, of course, we will see dangerous surf, and again, we will see very nasty conditions here, but you guys, check this out. We've got the lifeguards. They're ready to go. They have their tractors. They have their rescue gear. They're not messing around here. They know what it's like. So, Paul, they're ready to go in the event that they need to do anything here, rescue people or get out of town.
Okay, unfortunately, it definitely looks like it's going to be a long weekend, perhaps long beginning of the week for you there, as we wait on the second landfall of Hurricane Katrina. Well, New Orleans, well, they are not taking any chances with Katrina. Several low-lying parishes have called evacuations, some mandatory, some voluntary. Emergency officials in Louisiana have already developed an emergency plan in the event the storm hits that state. Now, take a look at some of the areas here under mandatory evacuations. We are talking about these parishes: St. Charles Parish, Lafourche Parish, even Plaquemines Parish throughout the next couple of days here. Right now, sustained winds 115 miles per hour, moving towards the west at 7. Currently about 380 miles southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi River.
All right, let's show you Katrina's projected path, and it is a scary one. Right now, Katrina offshore, churning and certainly invigorating itself. Expected landfall on Monday along the Gulf Coast. You can see that swath there from central and eastern Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, western panhandle of Florida. All certainly take precautions. Right now it's a Category 3, expected to be a Category 4 when it makes landfall, second landfall again on Monday. So the Weather Channel is here to keep you safe, keep you informed, and keep you ahead of the storm.
Our own Jim Cantore is live today in Biloxi, Mississippi right now, monitoring the preparations. Now, Jim, behind you see people enjoying the beach, but I'm pretty sure what we don't see are thousands of people getting their homes and businesses ready for the storm.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Paul. A lot of that going on in Louisiana right now. It seems to be a real big focus on New Orleans and southern Louisiana, not only of getting their homes ready, but certainly getting out of harm's way. It takes a long time to get people out of New Orleans, and that's one of the reasons why the hurricane watches went up there first. Now, of course, we are included in that hurricane watch, so people need to make those preparations. I mean, we are talking about a huge area that will be affected by hurricane force winds, possibly Sunday night. And I'm talking about minimal hurricane force. Then we ramp it up, obviously, on Monday with the potential here for landfall. And there is a situation that they call contraflow here, especially in Louisiana, to deal with that tremendous amount of traffic that need to move out. And what that simply means is within 30 hours of expected landfall, all outbound lanes and inbound lanes are outbound. So it's a way to get everybody out, obviously, quicker. None of that has been implemented yet, but certainly they are planning on it. And that is something that you need to take heed of, obviously, because if you're expecting to go inbound on a route and make a connection, if something has been contraflowed, you're not going to be able to get on that route. So it's something you really need to watch for, and apparently they have maps of the different contraflow situations that they do here across the South. Let's talk about what's been happening today, at least at the beach here, which is where we've been at. People have been out and about, kind of strolling along the beach. Amazing. Like Stephanie's been showing us, these monster waves coming into Panama City. We have not had that at all. I mean, we've just got a few light, maybe 6 to 8 inch breakers coming in, but I would imagine that's going to change as we go on in time. I mean, this thing is going to be a huge wave machine. You showed some of the buoys already, 11, 12, 13 feet, and they continue to grow, and we expect that to continue as well. Now, with a hurricane coming in, especially the size of this thing and the scope of it, Mississippi Power is on standby, and this is what they tell us how they're going to deal with Katrina.
Well, certainly it's a very strong storm and has the potential to cause a lot of damage. We've seen that already here along the northern Gulf Coast this year, and certainly last year with Ivan. There could be a potential for very long power outages depending on what kind of damage Katrina is capable of causing. We've got a lot of interests in the New Orleans area and how that area is affected and you know, how that might affect us. So there's just a lot of things we're all watching right now, and hopefully in a couple of days we'll know what's gonna come to pass.
All right, hurricanes, how often do they affect this area? Believe it or not, once every 4 or 5 years. As far as hurricanes coming within 40 nautical miles of landfall, every 12 to 13 years. Well, we're due here once again. September 98, George came very, very close to this area as a Category 2. This storm could be 20 times as strong as George was. So again, folks, we're preparing you for the worst here along the Gulf Coast. This is a huge storm, and if you're thinking about evacuating to places like Hattiesburg and Jackson and eventually even up toward Tupelo, they're right in the path of this storm as well. It's going to take a long time, the stronger it is, to wind down once it moves inland. So I'm suggesting to you, you head east-northeast or west-southwest. Try and stay away from New Orleans. Let them get those people out of harm's way. If you can, your best routes would be on off toward the east tonight and during the day tomorrow. Paul, we'll keep you posted here, buddy, from the beach, but I'll tell you, this one's looking ugly, buddy. Back to you.
Okay, thanks. That's Jim Cantore live tonight from Biloxi, Mississippi. Now, speaking of New Orleans, yeah, the officials there aren't taking any chances with this hurricane. Several low-lying parishes have called evacuations, some mandatory, some voluntary. Emergency officials in Louisiana have already developed an emergency plan in the event the storm does hit the state. And here's a look at some of the areas in Louisiana that are under mandatory evacuations. St. Charles Parish, Lafourche Parish, as well as Plaquemines Parish, all under mandatory evacuations. Again, try to get out now. Conditions going downhill tomorrow, and this is why we do have some mandatory evacuations. We have hurricane watches up from Intracoastal City, Louisiana, eastward to the Alabama and Florida border. Good news is things look increasingly better in terms of not seeing direct impact across parts of the Panama City area. Meanwhile, again, across New Orleans, we're not uncommon to see hurricanes always threatened, but yeah, in terms of being hit every 4 years on average, doesn't mean like clockwork. These are averages, and a major hurricane, Category 3 or stronger, every 9 years. Again, these are just averages, and right now we are concerned.
Well, they're doing a lot here, you guys. And first I want to mention yesterday we were in Destin, Florida. Some of those gas stations totally out of gas. Other gas stations had the cars wrapped around the side of the gas station. You know what else they're doing? They're securing their boats. Lulu's is a popular Gulf Shores restaurant owned by Jimmy Buffett's sister, Lucy. It's not only a vibrant hangout, it's hurricane ready.
Garage doors are supposed to withstand 140-mile-an-hour winds, and during Ivan we didn't have a peep. We didn't have it didn't even nothing. It's new construction. It looks kind of funky, but it's new and quality construction, and it was built in case of hurricane.
And now Buffett's built a new marina that's especially popular during tropical weather.
It's inland. It's on the intercoastal waterway, so we're somewhat protected. We're far enough inland, and it has concrete floating docks, and it's the best place around. A lot of the owners will stay with the boats. A lot of them are diehards and don't want to leave.
When it goes to 4, I leave. Below 3, we're fine. We're 2 miles from the beach. We're well protected down in this hole. I wouldn't have any qualms. These docks can float up to 12 feet above sea level.
All right, so what we need to do is watch out here along the Gulf Coast. Let's talk about some evacuations, and we want to talk about some of those oil platforms that we have just offshore here. And 30% of U.S. natural gas and crude oil come from some of these oil platforms, and they have evacuated them. There's a total of 4,000 manned and unmanned platforms there from about 3 to 12 miles offshore. And Mike and Sharon, I heard you talking about people evacuating and trying to fuel up on gas, and it could take some 24 hours to get out of New Orleans at the height of evacuation. We're going to see problems with the oil and the gas. You need to get out early. You need to prepare ahead.
Hey, yeah, good advice, Stephanie. Thank you very much. We're going to check back with Stephanie in the next half hour, and certainly we appreciate her report.
In the meantime, our storm tracker Jim Cantore went through Hurricane Katrina's first landfall in South Florida.
And now he's getting ready for the next one along the Gulf Coast. Jim tells us how Biloxi, Mississippi is preparing for this storm.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's been an interesting day here in Biloxi. We've had a day of preparation and also realization, which was certainly the first part of the day. We woke up yesterday morning, didn't think we were going to have to deal with what could be a Category 4, even 5 hurricane here. Something was supposed to go into the Florida Panhandle, right? Not affect us too much. Well, today, the realization is that that storm has moved further west overnight. It's strengthened to a Category 3, and it could strengthen, and it probably will, even further before it makes landfall as we go on through the day on Monday. So that realization period is today. Tomorrow, things are going to kick into high gear. We're going to have more preparations. We are going to have more people getting into harm's way. Right now, it's a voluntary evacuation, but we think as we go into tomorrow, it will be a mandatory evacuations. One of the areas that has to be prepared, Keesler Air Force Base. That's where our hurricane hunters are. And guess what? We got a chance to talk to Lieutenant Nicole Mitchell, who is a hurricane hunter, and she had this to say about how they're going to get the air base ready.
Well, in addition to obviously flying the storm missions, they're also starting to already evacuate some of the planes to safer locations, and then the subsequent flights that we're going to be having will take off out of Keesler, but then they'll recover to a different base, probably Houston, so that we can continue to do the mission, but also stay out of the track itself of the storm.
So Lieutenant Mitchell is on assignment right now helping us get an idea of what this storm is doing out over the open waters. She will be back with us as we head in toward next week. But this storm already one for the record books again. We've set so many records this hurricane season. Here's another one for you. This is the first time since 1916 that we have had 3 major hurricanes come through the Gulf of Mexico. Well, let's hope by time this system makes landfall, it'll be less than a major hurricane. But unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a lot stronger. Preparations need to ramp up. They need to ramp up fast during the day on Sunday. I'm Jim Cantore in Biloxi.
And Jim was mentioning there, could get stronger, could be a Category 4 at landfall.
Alrighty. Well, Hurricane Katrina continues. Our coverage continues with the latest on a tropical update. That's at 50 after the hour.
We're going to leave you now with valuable information from Aaron Broussard, the president of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana.
This storm is unpredictable, as the governor said. Your early voluntary evacuation will prevent congestion later.
I'm sorry, emergency. This is Deborah. This is Deborah. Okay, ma'am. I'm going to help you. This is Deborah from OnStar. I have a vehicle accident on Interstate 44.
Okay, we'll send EMS out there.
I will stay on the line with you until they arrive. I've never been in a wreck when I've been driving before. I understand. It's a little scary, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, but you're going to be fine.
They're here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
OnStar by GM. To learn more, visit OnStar.com.
Katrina, where will it head next? We've got meteorologists live from the Gulf Coast.
This storm could be a category higher than the strongest ones that have struck here in the past couple of years.
Weather experts and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next.
If you live anywhere from New Orleans to Apalachicola, you need to be preparing for this thing.
Find the latest travel delays, updated maps, and projected paths on weather.com. In-depth 24/7 coverage and analysis from the Weather Channel. Hurricane Central.
If you're significantly overweight, you've probably seen this commercial.
When is a diet pill worth $153 a bottle? When you're more than 20 pounds overweight and every diet plan has failed. Now there's Leptoprin.
She's right, but you don't have to pay $153 a bottle to experience significant weight loss. Generics Labs has obtained the exclusive rights to manufacture Leptopril, the same powerful Leptoprin SD formula, the same strength, the same amazing weight loss, but for less than half the price. So if you're significantly overweight, you can get the weight loss you want at a price you can finally afford. Leptopril from Generics Labs.
Finally, significant weight loss at an affordable price. Order Leptopril risk-free. Call 1-800-559-1267. That's 1-800-559-1267. Order Leptopril now. Call 1-800-559-1267. That's 1-800-559-1267.
The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, your local on the 8s.
schools closed on Monday and Tuesday in Jefferson Parish so that evacuations can be taken.
Well, you heard it. No school Monday or Tuesday for Jefferson Parish in Louisiana as school districts closely monitor the developments of Hurricane Katrina. Keep it tuned to the Weather Channel for the very latest details on any more school closures to report. Let's go to Mike now, where Katrina is still on the move and a little shift in that movement, right, Mike?
Little shift in the movement, Sharon, as well as some intensification. So we now have a west-northwest movement at 7 miles per hour. And the pressure has fallen 2 more millibars. Indications there that this storm is strengthening. We've seen that throughout the day. 360 miles southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Winds right now still sustained at 115 miles per hour. There is definitely some room for these winds to come up, and we anticipate that happening. Let's give you the latest recon from the hurricane hunters. 942 millibars. That's 27.82 inches. This is at flight level at 8,500 feet. The eye info, it is a closed eye right now, but it is a ragged eye wall. We've noticed through the day that we've gone through some eye wall replacement cycles. What that means is that this is a strengthening storm. It's an expanding storm. It's not nearly the size it was just a couple of days ago when it was a very tiny storm. The biggest thing we want to know, though, is where is this storm going? Here's the projected path on Katrina. Right now, again, it's about 360 miles southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi, but notice this forecast track. And any interests here between, say, Intercoastal City back to the Alabama-Florida line. Anywhere within here is where we could see a landfall of this storm. Don't concentrate right down the center, but anywhere within that, you definitely should be taking the necessary precautions to make sure you're prepared for this storm. If that means evacuations, then by means do it. When? We're anticipating getting some impacts even late tomorrow into early Monday, but right there, early Monday evening, looking potentially now for a landfall somewhere in Louisiana. If that happens in Mississippi or Alabama, it will obviously be later than that. But anywhere within that cone, you definitely need to be taking this storm very, very seriously. We do have hurricane watches in effect right now in the same cities that we were mentioning, from, say, Intercoastal City back to the Alabama-Florida line. Certainly keep in mind that you're going to be experiencing some hurricane conditions here within approximately the next 36 hours. Where do we not want to be? On the right side of this storm, that's where we have the highest storm surge, the biggest tornado risk, and the highest onshore wind flow. Sharon?
Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute information on Hurricane Katrina. South Florida still dealing with the first effects of this hurricane.
It's a fact. Whiter teeth.
We're getting out of Dodge. We've got to take and leave right here. And we're going to head down to Pensacola. We ain't going to the beach. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? It just ain't worth the hassle of sitting through something like that and not knowing what to expect, see? So my old saying is better be safe than sorry, huh? They said that it's only one lane. And we ain't going to go over that I-10 bridge. So we're going to go on down through Pensacola, I-110, and take 98, see? It ain't worth going through, you know? Some people want to act tough. I'm more tough than I. Well, hey, c'est la vie, yeah? Do what you want to do, but not me. And then we're going to scramble back up 231 back to I-10 into Mariana. That's a pretty good ways from where we're at right now. It's over 100 miles. Yeah, we got a convoy. We're headed east. Right. They used to say go west, young man, but not me. I'm going east.
Well, that was Mike Seidel, of course, in Mobile, Alabama. We've also talked to Jim Cantore, who earlier, again, talking about New Orleans, and there was just such gridlock on the road because really what we've got in a sense, yesterday it didn't seem as bad and people thought they'd ride it out. They woke up this morning, turned on the Weather Channel, realized it was a Category 4, a 5, of which there have only been 3 to hit the U.S. and said, now we've got to evacuate and we got to go and the roads are clogged.
And the pressure with the system has dropped like a rock earlier in the day. Take a look at this graphic. We're going to show you how powerful this storm is in terms of pressure. Earlier down to 902, now it's up just 1 millibar, but still 903, and this is still setting a record here. This ranks as the 4th strongest hurricane in terms of measuring how low the pressure goes. And again, we're talking about some pretty historic storms here. Hurricane Gilbert back in 1998, that's the lowest on record, 888 millibars, and it wasn't that low when it hit land. Even the Labor Day hurricane hit Florida Keys in 1935. Wow. That pressure was 892 millibars. And Hurricane Allen, 25 years ago in 1980, that pressure was 899, and now we have Hurricane Katrina coming in at 902 millibars. And the good news is we hope this will eventually start to come up as this hurricane makes landfall. You already see the winds here. Very gusty and getting closer and closer to the coast.
You know, Paul, when we talk about these hurricanes, of course, we talk about the winds and the rain, but there's another aspect, and it's the spawning of tornadoes. So with that, let's bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Greg, a big tornado watch area overnight tonight through tomorrow, right?
That's exactly right, Alexandra. That tornado threat is near the coast right now, but during the day tomorrow it will spread inland. Here's what we're looking at: those rain bands pushing east to west across this area this evening. Mostly the coastal few counties get through morning. It gets up a little bit closer into central Mississippi. Alabama continues in southeast Louisiana. But by tomorrow, late in the afternoon, evening, gets up as far as Birmingham. So with the heat in the afternoon tomorrow, could be quite a day for tornadoes. Probably several dozen will occur out of this system. We also have winds that are going to extend well inland. In fact, by midweek, there could be power outages across this blue swath all the way up into Pittsburgh, Cleveland area. Even in thunderstorms on the fringe of this, even Atlanta and up into Raleigh and Charlotte could have some strong winds as well. And of course, inland flooding is always a very major problem. And 4 to 6 inches of rain inside these dark green areas, even close to a foot down near New Orleans and Pascagoula. That will create flooding in a lot of these areas, periods of heavy rain, even on the fringe out to the east of that. So we'll be looking at the effects of Katrina into probably even Thursday for New England. Paul? Alexandra?
Okay, thanks. That's our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Let's take a look at the radar again. It's a very interesting thing to notice on this. We can actually pick up that center of Hurricane Katrina, but this is what you have to notice, is we're actually seeing that eye now continue to slowly start moving northward. You can see the last couple of frames. This is taking more of a northerly jog than a northwesterly jog. That means we're finally seeing this storm turn, and we've been expecting this for quite some time.
Tony, most people want to get in better shape, but they just don't have the time.
Well, Stacy, what if I told you in just 3 20-minute workouts, only 1 hour a week, you can increase your energy levels, strengthen your heart, reduce your stress, and shape all the muscles of your body, all with one quality machine? Would you be interested?
Yes, I would.
Well, Stacy, I have good news.
Tell me more.
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Yeah, baby, you can do it.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
At Ruby Tuesday, there's a burger just spicy enough, some may be too chicken to try it. The Buffalo and Blue Chicken Burger, one of 36 famous burgers only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed.
Try our to-go curbside. Just call ahead and we'll deliver your meal to your car.
If your health not about your skin, this is a natural. Introducing the newest Lubriderm Skin Nourishing Lotion with natural shea nut and cocoa butters. It helps dry skin draw in and retain moisture so it's naturally healthy. New Lubriderm Skin Nourishing Lotion with shea and cocoa butters.
Katrina, where will it head next? Stay with us for the latest in-depth analysis, live reports from the field, weather experts, meteorologists, and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, you're local on the 8s.
Well, if you live in New Orleans, you should be leaving. A mandatory evacuation is underway for the city, and the mayor of New Orleans called Hurricane Katrina a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Interstate 10 has been going in one direction out of town since yesterday, and even most of the southeast Louisiana, well, you're already under evacuation orders. Now, those unable to evacuate, well, the Superdome, that's being used as a shelter. It was last opened as a shelter for Hurricane Ivan, but Ivan turned and didn't hit New Orleans, fortunately, last year. And the Superdome can withstand winds up to 200 miles an hour.
You know, they're expecting 100,000 people in the Superdome. Let's show you some of the latest wave heights. Just north of the center, 25-foot waves. You can see that. So the sea's churning up and those waves only getting bigger. Paul?
And let's take a look at some of the winds. We're already feeling the gusts. We're talking a tropical storm force gusts just offshore. They continue to move on. And in fact, Southeast Point, we're talking about sustained winds in the mid to upper 40s, and again, wind gusting close to 50 miles per hour. And even sustained winds, they are slowly increasing as Hurricane Katrina continues to chug towards land. It looks like the last hour or so, it's finally taken that more northerly track as it pushes towards southeast Louisiana and the Mississippi coast.
All right, Paul, well, let's go back live to the Gulf Coast. ABC reporter Darren Lynn joins us now live from Mobile, monitoring the situation on all sides. Darren, it is crunch time in Mobile. What's the latest? What are you seeing out there?
Alexandra, a lot of folks are coming from the Mississippi area. We were actually in Pascagoula, and we came here to Mobile because we know the storm is going to be much stronger towards New Orleans. Many elderly folks that are trying to get out because they won't be able to withstand anything there. They wouldn't have anyone to help them. And even at the hotel we're staying at, we're seeing a lot of people coming here to Mobile, even though, as you know, Mobile is going to get a pretty big blow itself, and the folks along the entire Gulf Coast know Katrina is going to be very powerful once she makes landfall. If there were ever a time to evacuate New Orleans, it's now. Where are you going? Scared? 485,000 residents have been ordered to leave the city. Homes and businesses are boarded up. For all intents and purposes, the city is closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a test. This is the real deal.
But there's one problem. About 100,000 residents cannot evacuate. They're either too poor or sick and elderly. So the city has opened up 10 shelters, including the Superdome, in hopes of keeping them safe.
This is the one to really worry about.
Katrina is churning her way through the Gulf of Mexico, packing sustained wind speeds of 175 miles an hour with gusts in the 200-mile-an-hour range.
We are facing a storm that most of us have feared. I do not want to create panic, but I do want the citizens to understand that this is very serious.
President Bush has already declared Louisiana a state of emergency. Residents of Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida are also getting away from the coast.
I urge all citizens to put their own safety and the safety of their families first by moving to safe ground.
Katrina has already claimed at least 9 lives in South Florida, where she first made landfall as a Category 1. And Paul and Alexandra, as you know, Louisiana, especially New Orleans, they're under sea level, below sea level, 3 to 6 feet. So if the storm surges that are expected in the 20-foot range come, in addition to up to 10, possibly 12 inches of rain, that city could be completely flooded. And here in Mobile, we are told that that same situation could happen if the storm surges as high as 20 feet and the rain comes in a good 10 inches to possibly a foot.
All right, thank you very much. Darren Lynn reporting live for us from Mobile, Alabama. You know, Paul, earlier I heard someone from the Red Cross talk about it and say, you know, it's not so much about destruction of property at this point with the gravity of this Category 5. It's about loss of life for the Mobiles and the Alabamas. And it's a scary situation in New Orleans.
Right, hopefully people have insurance. You can replace your items, your cars, your homes. Or if you don't have insurance, you know what? The goodwill of people and man can hopefully help you. But your life, you can't replace that. You can't put a value on human life.
Absolutely not. So let's talk about and show you what we're talking about and the gravity of this Category 5. Here it is again. Hurricane Katrina winds 165 miles per hour. And you know, we've only had 3 Category 5s ever hit the U.S. Do you remember Andrew in 92, Camille 69, and the Labor Day storm of 35?
And this storm just didn't pop up overnight. Let's go back. last Monday, my birthday, by the way, the 22nd. It was forming across parts of the Bahamas. A lot of rain there. It eventually became a tropical storm by the 24th, made landfall on Thursday evening, 6:30 into South Florida, and then reemerged over open water, the Gulf of Mexico, as we headed towards the end of the weekend. And now it's a Category 5 storm. Still moving to the northwest, 165-mile-per-hour sustained winds.
All right, that's where it was. Now, where is it going? Here is the projected path. Expected to make landfall as a Category 5 tomorrow morning. But remember, inland areas will be flooded. This is an inland affair as well. And in Camille, which also was a 5 and 69, 5 to 10 inches, up to 20 inches in Virginia, killing over 100 people.
Well, coming up at 50 past the hour, we have our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons. And a big thing we've been talking about is storm surge. What is storm surge? He'll talk about that coming up at 50 past the hour, right after your local on the 8s.
Pollen data provided by the following.
The 270 horsepower Acura TL with DVD audio surround sound and available navigation is part of commutes everywhere. Possibly the best part. The Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
Katrina, now a Category 5 hurricane. We've got meteorologists live from the scene.
Surf has been up since yesterday and the rain has started to fall. It's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Weather experts and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next.
Huge! Hurricane-force winds extend out over 100 miles.
Find the latest travel delays, updated maps, and projected paths on weather.com. In-depth, 24/7 coverage and analysis from the Weather Channel. Hurricane Central.
Pollen, dust, dander, bacteria, viruses, and mold. Exclusively from Sharper Image, the patented Ionic Breeze with Xenon technology to clean and circulate your air with no fans, no filters, silently. According to AC Nielsen, it's America's most trusted brand of air purifier, #1 in customer satisfaction, and the best value for the money. Don't be tricked into buying a cheap imitation. If it doesn't say Sharper Image, it's not a real Ionic Breeze. Through this special offer, you'll receive a $69 bathroom Ionic Breeze to help even dirty bathrooms smell fresh and clean. And a $39 car Ionic Breeze for cleaner air wherever you go. That's over $100 in gifts, free with your order. Call now and get a free 5-year warranty and ask about free shipping.
To order, call 1-800-854-9335. That's 1-800-854-9335.
The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, your local on the 8s.
everyone, and welcome back. Of course, all eyes on Hurricane Katrina. We have our own hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons.
And Steve, we've been talking a lot about storm surge this evening. Can you explain to the viewers what that is and who can really be affected by it?
Well, simply, it's just the wind pushing water onshore, and the stronger the wind, the higher the water rise. And the magnitude of that depends on how deep the water is offshore. And you can see in the light blue here, I've shaded in the very shallow areas. The wider that light blue area is, the more vulnerable it is to surge. And you can see in the greater New Orleans area and just offshore, it's very wide, whereas over here in the panhandle of Florida, it's very narrow. This is a wave impact area, this is a surge impact area. It's going to be coming on and pushing a lot of water onshore. How much water? In the right front quadrant, 20 to 25 feet is possible. Over here, we're going to see 6 to 10 feet, and that's primarily going to be the wave action pounding onshore there. But not all this area is going to get that high a water rise, but in the right front quadrant where it makes landfall, and right now it looks like and it's going to be in this outer spit of Louisiana and then moving into the Mississippi, not the Mississippi, yeah, the Mississippi coastline here over the next 12 hours. That's going to be the area we're going to have the highest surge. Now here's the circulation, and you can see the sun is setting inside the eye of the hurricane. On the outside, the clouds are so high it's still sunny, and you can see the circulation is now trying to move more northward, right toward the southern tip of Louisiana and then on toward Mississippi tonight. We think that northward track is going to be pretty much the definitive track, and then turning a little more toward the northeast with time after it makes landfall. So here's our projected path here. Keep in mind, if it happens to deviate just on the right side of this cone, the right front quadrant is where the winds are pushing all the water onshore. So Mobile Bay will have some surge. It could be severe if it happens to deviate just a little bit to the right into the right side of that cone. In the meantime, the wind destruction potential will be the greatest in the area near landfall, and it could be catastrophic. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, thanks. That's our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons.
And he is one of the reasons that differentiate the Weather Channel from anyone else during a situation like this. We're back more, of course, with Hurricane Katrina coming up after the break.
Mandatory evacuations, the Superdome, that's your last resort. Again, you can come, but don't expect the Ritz-Carlton, and leave your pets at home.
This program was brought to you by Honda Generators, the power of choice.
Did you know Honda makes portable generators? Well, they do, and they're perfect for camping, working anywhere you need. For all kinds of RV comforts like air conditioning, or for emergency backup. Lightweight and quiet, Honda's got a generator that's right for you. See the CU 2000? Two of them provided enough power to film this entire commercial. Honda, the power of choice. Call us for the dealer nearest you or shop online now at honda.com.
Now you can shop online at gen.honda.com. Honda generators are available at a dealer near you.
Looks like the Chrysler Group has done it again. They have their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever. They have 12 vehicles with 5-star frontal crash test ratings. And their vehicles are projected to retain their value better than GM or Ford. You know what's missing?
A great deal.
Get Employee Pricing Plus on remaining 2005 Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge models.
It's like you always used to say, Grandpa.
If you can find a better car, buy it.
That's my girl.
You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
There's an anti-aging breakthrough so incredible. It's gone from being the hot topic among dermatologists to a featured story on TV newscasts all across the country. Why the buzz? Pentapeptides.
Research has proven that pentapeptides can regenerate the surface of the skin.
Pentapeptides have been clinically proven by dermatologists to help heal damaged skin by stimulating collagen production and elastin formation. Olay Regenerist has found a different and exciting way to use pentapeptides within its amino peptide complex. And now that the word is out, stores have literally been selling out of Olay Regenerist.
When I saw the newscast, right then, it sort of sold me. I said, this has got to work.
When I can find something at my drugstore or grocery store that works this well, that's very exciting to me.
Olay Regenerist renews the skin's outer layer, reducing the appearance of fine lines to give you smoother, younger-looking skin. Go online or call this number to get $3 off any Regenerist product and love the skin you're in.
Hours before landfall, still feeling the effects. The New Orleans International Airport is closed right now. It does not know when it could reopen. The Baton Rouge Airport has also closed indefinitely, and the Gulfport Biloxi Regional Airport has closed. Now, again, keeping your fingers crossed, it could reopen Tuesday at noon.
All right, as we're getting closer to landfall, we're able to time it out a little bit better now. Let's take a look at the big picture of Katrina. But here's the timing of it as we know it now. Hurricane force winds will spread into the coastal southeast Louisiana area by midnight tonight. It's 7 o'clock right now. Hurricane force winds will be felt in the southeast coast through tomorrow afternoon.
And here's the bottom line on the storm. This is one of the most intense hurricanes in recorded history, and capable of catastrophic damage, not only along the coast, but for several hundred miles inland to the southeast. This will affect you widespread.
Hey, look at me. Lock in. Crusher here has an extra deltoid muscle. Means he's got exponentially greater bucking propulsion. Now you lean back and you hang on. I'll be there.
New rodeo clowns are a lifesaver.
Rodeo clown? No, I'm with the birthday party. Hello, Kitty! Oh, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Stay smart. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Sifting through all that clutter got you frustrated? Need an outlet? How about two? Introducing the newest Glade Scented Oil. It's the only scented oil that comes with a nightlight and not one, but two extra outlets. Cut through the clutter with Glade Scented Oil.
Mom, I'm home.
I noticed. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
At Florida's Natural, we're a small co-op of growers who own the land, the trees, and the company. So our premium orange juice is made just from our fresh oranges, not from concentrate. Florida's Natural. It's as close to the Grove as you can get.
Katrina, where will it head next? Stay with us for the latest in-depth analysis, live reports from the field, weather experts, meteorologists, and hurricane hunters telling you what's happening, why it's happening, and what's next. The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
The Weather Channel, Hurricane Central. Coming up, the latest on Katrina. But now, you're local on the 8s. coverage continues here on the Weather Channel, Hurricane Central.
This is no longer a story of property loss. This is really a story of life and saving lives. People who are in the affected area need to evacuate, and they need to get out now.
And this is why you want to get out now. Hurricane Katrina, a Category 5 with winds of 165 miles per hour. We don't want to be near the Gulf Coast. Thanks so much for keeping it tuned here to the Weather Channel as we continue to track this very powerful Hurricane Katrina. On this Sunday afternoon, I'm Alexandra Steele.
And I'm Paul Goodloe. Now, President Bush has already declared states of emergencies for Louisiana and Mississippi. And let's take a look at the reason why. Again, we're still dealing with a Category 5 hurricane. Sustained winds 165 miles per hour. And the pressure, just latest in from the Air Force, or the hurricane hunters in there, reconning this storm. It's gone up one more millibar, 904 millibars right now. Early this afternoon, it was as low as 902. And now we continue to see this storm turn closer and closer to the southeast coast. We are already feeling the wind gusts. Take a look at some of the offshore buoy reports. Southwest Pass, this is not a buoy, this is actually a point of I guess a pier point. Sustained winds now 44 miles per hour. That's tropical storm force winds, and the pressure continues to fall throughout the afternoon.
All right, this is one serious situation. And of course, we have a team of meteorologists along the Gulf Coast covering Hurricane Katrina throughout the night. Let's check in with Mike Seidel in Mobile, Alabama, and Jeff Morrow in Mandeville, Louisiana. But first, Mike, let's go to you. You know, looking at these pictures, you can see this is no movie. This is no video game. This is a scary scenario. You've seen and gone through many hurricanes. What's your take on this one in Mobile?
Well, obviously, this is, for me, is going to be the worst one I've ever gone through. I went through Floyd, went through the eye of Floyd, but that was a 3, weakening to a strong 2. This is a 5, and although I may not see the eye wall, obviously, this is going to be very, very devastating, even here in Mobile County, where we do have mandatory evacuation south of I-10. And by the way, earlier, Alexandra asked me about the shelter situation. We have 10 shelters, and the largest is Semmes Middle School. That one will hold 1,200 people. That one, though, tends to fill up fast, so keep that in mind. Thousands heading east on I-10, running at about 7 or 8 miles an hour. You literally walk that fast down the interstate out of New Orleans. We caught up with some of them here in Mobile, gassing up, trying to get out of the way of Katrina. And a lot of those New Orleans residents who are evacuating are wondering how their homes and possessions will fare as Katrina makes landfall.
This one seems to be a little bit more serious than the other ones that we've had come through in the last couple of years. We've had some smaller ones, and it hasn't really been that bad. And I guess if the projected track stays true, I guess New Orleans could really be in for it this time. So, yeah, we're a little worried that we might not have much to come back to if the worst case scenario plays out.
Yeah, we hope for the best in this case. Maybe an Opal situation where it rapidly weakened from a 5 to a 3 before landfall. We'll see if we can. We'll see if that happens. As far as the situation goes, again, Mobile County, we have mandatory evacuations south of Interstate 10. Everybody trying to get out of harm's way. We have too. We were down in Mobile, the downtown area up by the bay. That could be flooded if we get a surge of 20 to 25 feet. We don't want to have to deal with any kind of storm surge issues. You shouldn't have to either. So we've moved here to higher ground. We're about 3 miles now north of Interstate 10 and well inland from the Gulf.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Be safe, and we'll talk to you again next half hour.
Well, from Mobile, Alabama, let's take you westward into Mandeville, Louisiana. That's where our meteorologist, Jeff Morrow, is. And, Jeff, again, you left early this afternoon. We saw you in New Orleans, and now you're in Mandeville. Why did you have to move?
It just got a little bit too dangerous. We were thinking if the eye got anywhere near New Orleans, even if it's just a little bit to the east, that would put a very strong northerly wind in the western eye wall over Lake Pontchartrain, which may indeed blow the lake right down over the levees and into the town. And getting stuck there for a long time, and the possibility of a lot of glass and debris flying around, we thought it would be best maybe to move north of the lake, which is what we did. We're just on the north side of the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, which pretty much bisects Lake Pontchartrain from north to south. So we're on the northern end. I believe we're in St. Tammany Parish here in Mandeville. Now, let's show you what some other folks who were getting out of town were doing and what they had to contend with. A lot of cars on Interstate 10. Now, again, they've had a bit of a traffic flow pattern in here where they change lanes and they reverse them and they get them going both in the same direction, and that seemed to help out a lot. That has been taken down now, but a lot of people did take advantage of that and did get out of town. Now, those that couldn't went to some of the shelters, and one of the shelters was, of course, the Louisiana Superdome. And I got to tell you, the lines out there were amazing. It was like folks were lining up to go in and see a huge sporting event like a football game. There were just, I mean, I would say literally a couple thousand people standing out in lines just waiting to get inside. Just everybody that couldn't get out of town was trying to stream into the Superdome, it seems. So everybody around here taking it extremely, extremely seriously. Let's get back to you guys.
You know, Jeff, you've moved to the North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain, but even with that water rise there, is that your end point, or do you have a plan B?
No, plan B. We probably will not be here when we're broadcasting tomorrow morning. We'll move a little bit farther to the north, up toward Interstate 12, and we're hoping to weather the storm from there.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it.
Well, stay with us. Again, we're going to have an update from what's going on in the entire tropics with a tropical expert, and also talk about the potential look in terms of this hurricane that is moving more towards the north, finally waiting for that northern return. Looks like we have it right now.
Yeah, hurricane-force winds will be felt by midnight tonight in places like New Orleans, so it is just hours from coming, and a serious situation at that.
The Kia Amante. Rich leather, 9-speaker CD sound system, power everything. Spacious and comfortable. With 8 standard airbags and all backed by a 10-year warranty program. The Kia Amante Premium Sedan. It's time for everyone to start living big.
And you know what's great? Is you guys really look out for us members. You got that antivirus protection that automatically updates, and you got that spyware protection to help keep my personal information safe. Not to mention you guys are always fighting phishing and identity theft.
Well, when you switch to a high-speed connection, danger comes at you even faster.
Wow, you guys must really like us. A lot.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
Get more out of your Dell PC with home installation, training, and virus assistance for your new PC for an additional charge. This Dimension desktop is $299 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get a free printer. Get more out of now. Dell PCs use Intel Celeron processors.
There are no gas grills at the Great Lenexa Barbecue Battle.
No gas.
Why not?
You don't get the flavor with gas. Charcoal is the thing.
Any particular charcoal?
It's Kingsford.
Yeah?
Kingsford.
For the taste.
Yeah. You get a better flavor out of your meat.
Kingsford, because taste is everything.
Cold, my sinus is
Aisle 5.
Allergies. Sinus is stuffed up.
Aisle 5.
Now tell them where you feel the pressure.
Here. Aisle 5.
Get maximum strength relief with